Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to another YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, we're going to be doing our AFL 2022 Round 3 preview. Alright guys, now this round is very interesting. Got a big Round 3 coming up and I feel like this round could be very decisive and this could make or break a lot of teams' seasons right here. I feel like for teams like Bulldogs, Port Adelaide, Essendon, GWS, if you go 0-3, there is problems. And then even teams going 1-2. Like, if you've got some classy teams going 1-2, there can be problems there as well. So, got a big Round 3 coming up. We've got a big preview coming up. I do like how I've separated reviews and previews now to make them their own. But anyway, let's go ahead, not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into things. But before we do, I would highly advise you subscribe, as there will be many and much. There will be plenty of AFL content coming out throughout the AFL season. Let's go ahead and hop into the Round 3 preview. So then now I'm just going to go back and have a quick look at last round. Carlton won by 12, Sydney won by 30, Collingwood won by 42, Brisbane won by 22, Hawthorn won by 64, Melbourne won by 13, North Melbourne won by 15, Richmond won by 36, and Kilda by 10. So the Blues beat the Bulldogs by 12, the Swans defeated the Cats by 30, the Pies defeated the Crows by 42, the Lions defeated the Bombers by 22, the Hawks defeated the Power by 64, the D's defeated the Suns by 13, not a very convincing win there though. The Roos defeated the Eagles by 15 points, the Tigers got over the Giants by 36, and the Saints handed a big win, got a big win in the West, beating the Dockers by 10 points. Now this round, there's plenty of big games this round. You can just have a quick little look now before we go ahead and get into the preview about how big games there are in this round of footy. So anyway, we are starting it off on the Thursday night, March 31st, under lights, Marvel Stadium, Bulldogs versus Sydney. Now, last week the Bulldogs were definitely not their best team, and they were without Smith, but other than that, they had their really good team there. They had probably their best team you could possibly ask for. And the Swans last week against the Cats, really dominant. Buddy got his 1,000th goal. So I feel like this one is actually primed to go either way as well. I could definitely see the Dogs pulling an upset, and I could definitely see the Swans winning. Now, Swans are the favourites, I'm pretty sure. The Doggies, though, if they lose this, they go 0-3. They go 0-3. And how much does that put a dent in the top 4 chances? That means that you've really got to you got to try and beat teams by +3, which you see the rest of the rounds, time is slowly running out for teams. You start your season 0-3, and there are problems. There are problems down at your footy club. So, especially for teams like the Bulldogs, Essendon, and the Power, which you can all see here, they've got some big games. Now, I'm actually tipping the Swans by 18 points, a safe, well, not really a safe bet, but I do feel like this one is going to be a close game. And I feel like the Swans are going to have that one big quarter where they just really go bang and win the game. Now, I feel like this one's going to be close apart from that quarter where the Swans do get the accelerator. Now, the D's and the Dons, Friday night footy, 2 Friday night games actually. Now, this one is 6:50 under lights at the G. And then you got the Crows and the Power showdown under lights at the Adelaide Oval. Now, D's and Dons, this one is a critical game for the Bombers and the D's, actually. The D's, they need to fix up what was their patchy win last week over the Suns. It was a win, and the saying is, you've just got to take the 4 points, but it was very patchy. It was not very impressive by any means. They only just got the job done as well. Gold Coast competed the whole game with them. And that's a really big win for the Suns. And for the Bombers, though, last week against Brisbane was dismal. You had about a 22-point lead at one stage, coughed it up. And some of the efforts last week by the Bombers were just simple tricks which were not executed at all. So again, I feel like the D's have a pretty convincing win on this one, winning it by around 30-odd. And the Bombers go 0-3. And the chance of making finals for them just deteriorate in front of their eyes now. Next week's a massive week for the Bombers if they lose this game. Otherwise, it could be season over. Now, for the Crows and the Power, this is another big scenario now. The Crows, who are definitely not expected to be finals, in fact, probably expected to be bottom 4, go up against the top 4 team in the Power. Now, the Power are 18th. Boy, they've got some problems down there as well. A tight round 1 loss to Brisbane, and then they get thumped by the Hawks under lights, home ground. So, this one is 50-50. This one goes either way. Now, again, I would normally go the bold, come back my team, but I am going the safer bet here, going with the Power. Now, I feel like the Power's list is just way too good. They do have some injuries right now. Will Sloan come back? Maybe, maybe not. But I feel like this one goes 50-50. It is a late start as well. I do have the Power winning this one slightly, though. I feel like they'll get the job done, only just. Now, for the Giants and the Suns played brilliantly last week, and they probably almost deserved to win at some stages there as well. The Suns are playing really well. The Giants were very sloppy. They don't play well at the G, so they need to fix themselves up. Giants Stadium, Giants. If they lose this, they go 0-3, just like the Power. And if the Power goes 0-3, that ruins their top 4 chances pretty much, just like the Dogs. If the Giants go 0-3, that ruins their top 8 chance. Now, I don't really think a lot of people see this team as a top 4 team, but I do think a lot of us saw them as a top 8 team. Now, I actually did have them missing the 8 this year. I had them finishing 9th, I'm pretty sure. But man, if they lose this game, there's some problems. This is Giants Stadium, your home ground. You should be able to win this one pretty convincingly. I have actually booked them in pretty convincingly to win as well. Collingwood Geelong under lights MCG. Now, Collingwood have played well. They defeated the Saints in what was a round 1 upset. And then the Crows in what was a round 2 demolition. And the Cats, they've been pretty busy. They smashed the Bombers in round 1 and lost to the Swans in round number 2. Now, the Swans are a good team, the SCG. Could go either way. This one really could. I feel like it's going to be pretty tight for the first few quarters. I feel like the Cats are just going to have a quarter where they just are way too good. Probably the final term, they'll probably just bang some goals on at the end to walk away pretty convincing winners in the end. So I'm tipping the Cats. Lions and North, this was probably the easiest game of the round to tip. I think it'd be hard to back North. Definitely could in an upset, but again, the real safe bet is the Lions. They've been pretty strong. They have had 2 pretty decent wins. They dealt with the Bombers last week and then only just got over the Power in round number 1. And the Roos, they haven't had the best of seasons. They only just got over a West Coast team which had half their team of not even AFL players. And so there is almost many problems for the Roos. I don't know whether they could possibly be worse than what they were last year. So tipping the Lions by about 50-60 points to absolutely destroy them. Now they're Carlton Hawthorn. This is a big battle here. When coming into this after round 1, you're like, oh, Carlton going to win. And when you come into this, picture yourself Friday, and you're thinking about this game. Who are you going to tip? You're going to tip Carlton, I reckon. But after the performance Hawthorn did at Adelaide Oval, it does almost change what you think. I'm tipping Carlton, but I feel like this is going to be a real tight tussle. I feel like this one is going to be a real tight tussle, and I reckon all the stars are going to be in action. Carlton do just look a little bit better, but look, the Hawks, they are a realistic chance at this one. St Kilda, Richmond, Marvel Stadium. Now, Richmond don't play the best there. I am going the Tigers, though, although the Saints could possibly be better there. But again, I'm going Tigers. I feel like they were really impressive last week at the MCG. Now, they do play their best footy at the MCG, the Tigers. So, no doubt that this is going to be a different scenario. I have them only just getting the job done as well. I reckon this is going to be a real tight tussle between the two. As, again, these two teams probably looking for a top 8 spot. It's going to be a little bit like a battle like last week between the Saints and the Dockers. I reckon these two teams pushing for a top 8 position. I feel like this is really critical. The winner of this game, I would probably see making top 8. I feel like the loser could probably be done for. Now, again, that was a little bit harsh early on in the year, but I just feel like these two teams, maybe this might not be the only time they meet. I could possibly see them meeting in finals. As well. Now, again, the Saints, though, last week, their avenues to goal were very short. King, Higgins, and one other, which I forgot who that was. The Tigers, though, they had a day out against the Giants. But yeah, I'm tipping Tigers. West Coast, Fremantle. West Coast will having their stars return. They are a chance in this. I was thinking here, oh no, the Dockers, they're gonna smash, especially after their win against the Saints. But no, that didn't happen. The Dockers lost to the Saints. And now this opens the door for West Coast. Now I'm saying the Dockers still by a decent 21-point margin. But again, West Coast are a chance. They're not out of this game. And again, these games are very critical. So my tips are Sydney, Melbourne, Port Adelaide, GWS, Geelong, Brisbane, Carlton, Richmond, and West Coast. Not West Coast. Fremantle. Sorry, no, not West Coast. Let's do that again. My tips are Sydney, Melbourne, Port Adelaide, GWS, Geelong, Brisbane, Carlton, Richmond, and Fremantle. That sounds a little bit better. That is the tip. Those are the tips. Round 2 was disappointing for some teams, and here's a little sneak peek at what round 4 has for us. A really big round. I reckon round 4 is make or break, especially after this round. This round is just setting the framework for round 4, which round 4 for some teams, we make it or break it. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so then you guys will never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. So bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.